G'day gang, Dan here, how you going? We're back in the Elder Scrolls Online. And we got a new DLC. The Deadlands. Lyrinth the Dremora summons those willing to defend Nirn against the gates of Oblivion. The followers of Mehrunes Dagon threaten to unleash a storm of destruction upon the mortal realm. Meet Lyrinth in the mysterious Daedric plane known only as Fargrave. Okay. Lyrinth sent me a letter. She wants me, to meet her in Fargrave, a city somewhere in the depths of Oblivion. Apparently the Order of the Waking Flame is up to something that threatens both Fargrave and Nirn. Alright. The Celestial Palanquin. Okay, wants to meet me in Fargrave, alright. So how do we do that exactly? I'll just step on over to Fargrave. Actually, let's have a little look at that quest. Show on the map. The Deadland. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we got a way of getting there. Cool. This is something new. Well, Miri, we are here. Fargrave discovered. Got 6 story quests, 11 way shrines, 2 delves, a couple of points of interest, a couple of bosses, some sky shards, and then we've also got the Deadlands. Okay, alright, let's get started.
The Anchorite! You're as bothersome as that damn Dremora. No matter. The votive rune is placed, and now you die.
You brought this on yourself, Dagonist.
That was easy. Just smack.
You, the glowing... Damn these waking flame cultists, bringing their Mehrunes Dagon madness to Fargrave. Their votive runes infect mortals with dark magic. I came to meet someone about all this when I spotted that cultist and my hands began to glow. Just like yours.
What is this place?
This is Fargrave, a city in Oblivion with permanent and open connections to other realms. The cultists place those votive runes faster than I can destroy them, putting every mortal who lives here at risk. That's why I agreed to meet with the Dremora.
The Dremora?
Lyrinth the Dremora. She sent me a letter. Said the cult threatened Fargrave. Nirn, too. She wanted my help, but I can't deal with that now. The votive runes are clearly the immediate danger. We should work together on this. I can pay.
Alright, I'll help you deal with the votive runes. What do you need me to do?
I need you to talk to my contacts. Madam Wim's establishment is here in the city. Initiate Teal'go meets me in the Burn, out in the Deadlands. See what they know about the votive runes and the cult's plans. Then meet me in the Fargrave Crafting Plaza.
I know Lyrinth. It's not like her to not show up for a meeting.
Really? All I know is that she's a Dremora who has an interest in the Dagon cult known as the Order of the Waking Flame. This is where we were supposed to meet, but all I saw when I got here was that cultist and the votive rune he was casting.
You said the votive rune affects mortals? Is that what made our hands glow?
No. The votives mess with mortal emotions, make everything more intense. Not sure why. Lyrinth said the magic in her letter would allow her to recognize me. I think that's what the glow was. If only I could get the grasp to care about all this.
The grasp?
The grasp of the stricture. They're an order of Daedra, mostly Dremora, who serve as arbiters and interpreters of the stricture. A magical covenant that allows Fargrave to serve as neutral ground for all Daedra. They enforce the laws, to a point.
To a point?
Well, since mortals aren't bound to the stricture, the grasp pretty much ignores us, unless we interfere with the stricture in some way. As long as the cult and its votive runes only threaten mortals, the grasp simply doesn't care.
Tell me more about these contacts you want me to talk to.
Madam Wim is a dark seducer who has her thumb on the pulse of Fargrave. Nothing happens here that she isn't keenly aware of. She deals in favors and information, for a price. And the more you seek her help, the more expensive her services become.
And what about Initiate Tilgo?
Initiate Tilgo is a member of the Order of the Waking Flame. He was my friend before the cult recruited him. Turns out, Tilgo's had a change of heart. He's been providing me with inside information about where the cult plans to strike next.
Now where can I find Madam Wim and Initiate Tilgo?
Madam Wim runs an establishment in Fargrave called the House of Whims. Just be careful. She enjoys getting her hooks in new arrivals. You'll find Initiate Tilgo in the Deadlands, an area known as the Burn. The Plaza of Portals will take you there.
The Plaza of Portals? The Deadlands?
The Plaza of Portals is one of Fargrave's most important locations. A series of permanent gateways to other realms in Oblivion. One of those realms is the Deadlands, the domain of Mehrunes Dagon.
Right. The Anchorite. That's an unusual name.
Is it? I hadn't noticed. Look, we only just met. If you turn out to be trustworthy, I'll tell you the strange tale. If not, well, we'll deal with that if it becomes necessary.
Does your tale include an explanation about the mask you're wearing?
Perhaps. And maybe it's just a fashion statement. Now, go talk to Madam Wim and Initiate Tilgo while I make my rounds. I need to check on my charges around the city.
Your charges?
As a crossroads, it's natural for people from everywhere to wind up here. I check on the mortals of the city on a regular basis, help them as I can. That's why Wim calls me the Fool of Fargrave, because I care. And it's why I abhor the Dagonists.
I've encountered the Order of the Waking Flame before.
Then you know the cult is evil. They appeared recently, proselytizing in the plazas. Then they started placing those votive runes, some kind of prayer to Mehrunes Dagon. But it intensifies mortal emotions. The runes are dangerous. I know it.
Well, alright.
The glow seems to have faded. For now.
Let's get moving. So, we need to go. Madam Wim, Tolgo's over there. Gallet. Gonna go right through this area. Stricture guard. Alright. Through the gates we go.
Why won't you all just leave me alone?
Something terrible's about to happen. I just know it.
Stable master. The House of Whims.
Another poor mortal succumbed to the power of the Dagonic votives. How unfortunate. But what's this? A new face? And what does Madam Wim always say? New faces bring new opportunities. Let's talk. Has anyone ever told you that you have an incomparable mien? Most in this celestial palanquin we call Fargrave have the barest patina on their auras. But you, I know multiple buyers who would pay top price for a soul like yours. Shall we trade?
I'm not interested in trading souls. What's the matter with the person sitting on the floor?
What? Poor Josette? She's one of my favorite regulars. At least she was, before the votives affected her. First, she became belligerent, then extremely melancholy. Now she's practically mindless. But tell me, darling, what brings you to Madam Wim's?
The Anchorite sent me. She said you know everything that happens here.
She did she? All true, but I hate to brag. She's an unusual mortal, though, isn't she? Our darling of the alleys. And clever. She sent you so as not to increase her tab at the House of Whims. As a new customer, your first transaction is free.
All right. Tell me what you know about the Waking Flames and their votive runes.
Ah, two topics on the lips of many a Fargravian. The Dagonists are mortal rabble with a fetish for destruction. The votive runes are prayers to their prince made manifest. Spells that seem to affect only mortals, like poor Josette here.
Any idea why that cult is placing the votive runes throughout Vargrave?
An interesting question. Alas, I have no answer. But you're not the only newcomer to our fair city seeking such knowledge. My eyes about town tell me that Lyranth the Dremora has come to Fargrave. She's in the shambles, searching for Sister Celdina.
Sister Celdina?
You want more? I'm giving away an awful lot as part of your free sample, but I am feeling generous today. Sister Celdina leads the Dagonists here in Fargrave. She and Lyranth seem to have it out for one another, though I have yet to ascertain why.
What sort of business is the House of Whims?
As the name implies, I trade in eccentricities and capriciousness. I buy and sell as impulse dictates. My establishment carries indulgences from across Oblivion. And information, of course, along with food, drinks, and an amenity for every appetite.
Is there anything you can do to help poor Josette?
Oh, the mortal on the floor? No, I don't believe so. The spell is quite potent. I suspect the votive runes have a darker purpose than simply elevating emotions and turning mortals into mindless husks. Pity the grasp refuses to investigate.
The grasp.
The grasp of the stricture. They enforce law and order in Fargrave. The stricture is a covenant that binds all Daedra and allows us to operate somewhat in concert. Since mortals aren't bound by the covenant, the grasp tends to pay them no mind.
So the grasp of the stricture is sort of the city guard?
An apt description, if somewhat inaccurate. They do enforce Fargrave's laws, but in ways that won't always be comprehensible to the limits of mortal understanding. Try not to commit any crimes in front of them, and they won't harass you. Probably.
You said Lyranth might be in the shambles. What should I know about that?
A terrible place. I urge caution if you decide to venture there. It's a warren of alleys, tenements, and ruins, hidden behind thick walls. Many mortals live there in the most appalling conditions, but it can also be a good place to conduct business.
What kind of business?
Oh, innocent mortal. The kind of business best engaged in, where the grasp of the stricture doesn't reach. It's a perfect location to hide a Dagonist cult, seeking to cause chaos and mayhem. I'm surprised our darling of the alleys didn't mention that.
Why do you call the anchorite the darling of the alleys?
Darling of the alleys, fool of Fargrave, woman in the mask. Ever since the anchorite arrived in Fargrave, she's gone out of her way to help the mortals cast upon our shore, and she asks for nothing in return. Pity I know so little else about her.
Why is this place called the Celestial Palanquin?
You came here without knowing, darling. How refreshing. Like an otherworldly conveyance, Fargrave personifies the existential concepts of transit or passage. It did start out as a strange nomadic realm, after all. That's part of the city's allure.
What does that mean exactly?
It means if you want to travel the myriad corridors of Oblivion, there's no better launching point than fabulous Fargrave. In addition to our famous Plaza of Portals, the entire realm is littered with dimensional access ways. Plus, we have no prince.
And why is that important?
Without a prince to set the laws and manipulate Fargrave's reality, we're free to shape this city as we choose. The freedom that affords us is sublime. Plus, no prince means less chaos and violence in the streets, rogue cultists notwithstanding.
I couldn't help noticing the giant skeletons.
Aren't they beautiful? One of our best features. No one is quite sure who or what they were, but legend has it they once carried the city from plane to plane, hence the allusion to a Palanquin. Is it true? Well, the skeletons are real enough.
And what kind of Daedra are you, Madam Whim?
A personal query? That will cost extra, my darling. I am a Mezken, what your kind commonly call a dark seducer. Unlike many of my brothers and sisters, I use my charms to beguile and entice for knowledge and profit. I have no interest in violence.
Right. Now, initiate Tolgo. Although, let me have a little look up here.
What should we do with Josette?
Poor Josette, look at her. Okay, let's get out of here. Told to go. Oh, there's a way shrine up here. Let's grab that.
All of you, stay away from me! Stay away!
It's a strange place, isn't it, Miri? Everybody's got so much to say to us as well. Portal to the burn. Oh, the Deadlands. The Deadlands. Let's find Tolgo. It's over here. It seems there's actually a sky shard nearby too. Can grab that later on. Tolgo is below. Daedroth! Somewhere over here. Oh. Burning Spectre. Initiate Tilgo. Where are you?
You're not the person I was supposed to meet. What do you want? Explain yourself, stranger. The Deadlands isn't a place for chance encounters.
The Anchorite sent me? What can you tell me about the Waking Flame and their votive runes?
The Anchorite promises to get me away from the cult in exchange for information. I hold up my end of the bargain, and what do I get? Another fool seeking knowledge from Portilgo. This is the last time, you hear? Make sure the Anchorite knows that.
I'll tell her. Do you know what the cult plans to do with the votive runes?
They don't tell lowly initiates all the details of their master plan. But I hear things. Sister Celdina wants to take over Fargrave. Make it an offering to Mehrunes Dagon. The votive runes play a part in that, but I don't know exactly how.
Tell me about Sister Celdina.
Sister Celdina leads the Fargrave cell. She has a grand vision for the Waking Flame. It starts with Fargrave, but it doesn't end there. She wants control of the portals. With them, she can hand Lord Dagon all of Oblivion. Even Nirn would be in reach.
Does the name Lyrinth mean anything to you?
The Dremora? She's practically all the Order's old guard talk about these days. Seems she's been causing a lot of trouble for Sister Celdina, interfering with her plans. Something's about to happen. Tell the Anchorite. Fargrave's in danger.
Any idea where I can find Sister Celdina?
The Order has camps throughout Fargrave and the Deadlands. Sister Celdina could be anywhere. But tell the Anchorite to check the shambles. Look for an abandoned building, someplace hot. I heard one of the Devastators complaining about the heat.
Someplace hot. That's not a lot to go on.
If we were talking about the Deadlands, no. But the shambles is a different story. That section of Fargrave can't have too many places hot enough to make a Devastator uncomfortable. The Anchorite will figure it out.
Why are you willing to help the Anchorite?
What? You assume every Dagonist is a true believer willing to do whatever their superiors tell them? I joined up because they promised me a better life. A way to escape the shambles. But they lied. The Anchorite agreed to help me, for a price.
A price?
If Sister Celdina knew I was talking to you or the Anchorite, my life wouldn't be worth a scab on an Ogrim's elbow. I want out! Look. Tell the Anchorite. She can find me at the Bearer's Rest in Fargrave when she's really ready to help an old friend. Tell the Anchorite I'll be at the Bearer's Rest. She owes me, and I expect her to honor our agreement.
Oh, okay, right.
Nice hole.
Thanks, Miri. look at this place. Alright, so we're going back to the plaza. Oh, there's a law book here. The varieties of Daedra. So the cool thing is, this particular DLC was free. It was after a community event, but all the requirements were satisfied. So anybody that had Blackwood, and I think you had to take part in that event as well, which was a simple event. You just had to go around and explore a few different areas, and then you ended up getting this DLC for free, which is fantastic. All right, Fargrave Crafting Plaza. So we're going out over here now. It's going to be interesting trying to get the lay of the land. Figuring out how this...
All of you, stay away from me! Stay away! Disaster is coming! Fargrave is doomed!
There's
How-
no point. No point
how
at
this
all.
particular city works. Navigating it. A lot of bits and pieces here. There's a guild trader there. This is a place to go for all the guild traders. Crazy guild traders. Crafting Plaza.
Over here, friend.
Lord Dagon will visit disaster upon this ash heap. Mark my words.
These new Dagonists are barely worth the effort. I followed them into the plaza and destroyed the votive rune before they even noticed I was there. And the Grasp decided to get involved, finally. Hey, did you learn anything from my contacts?
Madam Wim said Lyrinth is searching the shambles for the cult's local leader, Sister Celdina.
Madam Wim didn't charge you, I hope. She usually lets you sample her wares for free the first time. After that, it gets... expensive. The Shambles is a big place, but now we know more than we did when we started. Did you also make contact with Teal'go?
I did, and he said Celdina's using the votives to conquer Fargrave, and to look for an unusually hot building.
Hot? In the Shambles? Must be the old baths. The furnaces beneath the bathhouse have been burning forever. But what was that about the votive runes? How does Sister Celdina plan to use them to conquer Fargrave?
Well, the votives are prayers to Dagon. The magic only affects mortals, but neither of them knew anymore.
Damn it! No one is going to conquer Fargrave if I have any say in the matter. I suppose we need to investigate the old bathhouse. If we find Sister Celdina, maybe we'll find Lyrinth too. Let's meet in the Shambles. We can discuss our options there.
Alright, I'll meet you in the Shambles.
Once we enter the Shambles, we can work our way together to the old bathhouse.
Move, mortals, flee!
You will see. Lord Dagon will devour you and your city.
Alright.
Be silent! Your prince...
The Shambles. Not a place for a casual stroll. Let's go check out the old bathhouse.
No mancha. Mola.
Books to read, Miri? There you go.
Choose a direction. East through Skane Row, through the Western Warrens, or directly north through the Central Plazas.
Directly north it is.
The Vanquished consider the Central Plazas to be their territory. We need to be careful here.
I see you, Sky Shard. I'm gonna guess that's not the way to get there. We got a staircase leading up. Ah, Outlaw's Refuge. There it is. I got you, Sky Shot. I got you. So I can already see a whole bunch of side quests. I'll probably end up doing those, but first we'll get this first step done of the main quest. So this is your first time watching. I don't play these expansions just to rush through them at top speed. I like to have a chat to all the NPCs. That's my style. So if that's something you're into, and you've watched this long, I have a lot of Elder Scrolls Online here on the channel, including a base game, starting from the beginning, going right through. That's with a different character. This guy, I started with him in Somerset, and he's been my expansion guy ever since.
That's the bathhouse
to run away.
Let's
Well,
see if the door
no,
is
I guess
locked.
it wouldn't.
That
Inspect the
door
bathhouse
should
door.
take us into the bathhouse, if we can open it. Locked, and with magic. Damn. If the main door is sealed, let's see if we can get in through the courtyard.
Through the courtyard. Oh. Oh. Hey guys. Find a way into the bathhouse.
This bridge leads to the roof. Might be a way in over there.
Yep. So this is actually part of a greater series where we've had an entire season.
This is the bathhouse courtyard. See those depressions? Used to be outdoor pools. Let's see if we can find a way inside from here.
Which is called the Gates of Oblivion. I've actually linked it at the beginning of this video in a card, and you'll probably find it at the end of the episode as well. But if you click on that, it'll take you right to the beginning. I've tried to play through as much as I can of the entire season, including prologues, expansions, DLCs, dungeons, all of it. So you can find the entire season right there.
I never met a building with only a single entrance and exit. Let's look around the courtyard. There's got to be another way to get into the bathhouse.
Why do you think there's another way to get inside the bathhouse?
Because it's a big building, and big buildings always have multiple exits and entrances. Besides, we didn't come all this way to be defeated by a magical seal on a bathhouse door. Let's search the courtyard and find another way to get inside.
Rolling. Oh.
I never saw that coming. Maybe we can reach the caves below and get into the bathhouse from there.
Yep, I see it. Let's get in there.
We should be able to find a way inside through the undercroft. It runs beneath the bathhouse. Another ward. I think we can get past this one, though. I have an idea. Unlike the door outside, this area contains everything we need to disrupt the magic sustaining the ward and dispel it. I've seen the Daedra use these crystals to do all sorts of things.
Crystals? What are you talking about?
I spotted a lucent among the debris in this hall. It's a Daedric crystal that can absorb and store the background energy that pulses through all the realms of Oblivion. We'll need that to get started.
Find a lucent. Got it. Then what?
Then take the lucent to the Dynamis font over there. That background energy I mentioned, the font absorbs it. Place the lucent on the font, and it will fill it with the charged energy.
Charge the lucent on the font, Then what?
Finally, insert the charged lucent into the discharge labrum beside the door. That will release the energy from the crystal and disrupt the ward. That's the idea, anyway. I've seen the Daedra do all sorts of things using lucents, fonts, and labrums.
Alright, I'll find the lucent and I'll follow your instructions.
Remember, find a lucent, charge it in the dynamis font, then place the charged crystal in the labrum beside the door. Once you understand how lucents function, you can use them to accomplish all sorts of things throughout the realms of Oblivion.
So I'll grab this.
That's definitely a lucent. They're as common as clay jars in mortal ruins, but
A
only the Daedra actually use them.
A Daedra crystal known to absorb the ever-present and permeating energy of Oblivion.
Now take the lucent to the place the lucent in the dynamis font, and it should fill it with energy.
Charge lucent.
That did it. Look how the crystal crackles with energy. Now place it on the labrum. Insert the charged crystal into the labrum and... It worked! And now you know how to use a charged lucent. Let's see what's behind that door.
Huzzah! Continue on. Oh, jeez. Down you go. Wonder if it's worthwhile looking through some of these pots. I can't search these ones. Oh, I've got more of them.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
I like how they come through the portals and fall over instantly. This. It's all too much for them. Okay, here's the entrance.
Oh, hands. They're glowing again.
I see my spell brought the help I requested, but I didn't expect there to be more than one of you.
Hey, Lyrinth, remember me?
Ah, my simple spell finally yields results. I was hoping it would bring you to me again, little mortal. I do so appreciate working with known quantities. But who is this other immortal who also carries my glowing brand upon their flesh?
Lyrinth, this is the Anchorite. Anchorite? Meet Lyrinth the Dremora.
The Anchorite? An unusual appellation even for a mortal. You must be wondering why I summoned you and then failed to be on hand to greet you. When I heard that Sister Celdina had arrived at their headquarters in the Shambles, I had to act quickly.
Did you find Sister Celdina?
You can plainly see that I did not. Finding this location took more time than I expected, and even then, getting inside has proven difficult. But now that we're together, I suspect we can make short work of any obstacles and locate Sister Celdina.
Why are you so intent on finding Sister Celdina?
My reasons are my own, little mortal. Suffice it to say, I want to determine how Sister Celdina plans to utilize the votive runes to seize control of Fargrave. She wants to use its many portals as a gateway between the Deadlands and Nirn.
And what do you need us to do, Lyrinth?
Even a Dremora of my talents cannot hope to stand alone against the Dagonists and an army of living disasters. I seek to learn Sister Celdina's secrets. You want to protect the mortal realm from total destruction. Together, we can accomplish both.
What can you tell us about Sister Celdina?
She's smart and ruthless. A powerful combination in a mortal. She commands the Dagonists here in Fargrave and oversaw the creation of the Cataclysm. With that device, she plans to create an army of living disasters to unleash upon Nirn.
Living disasters?
Daedra empowered to unleash destruction upon the mortal realm and make it easier for Mehrunes Dagon to conquer Nirn. Did you know he's tried before? Dagon broke an agreement, and the doors between the Deadlands and Nirn were sealed. He can't use them.
What agreement did Mehrunes Dagon break?
Sister Celdina, one of the so-called living gods of the Dark Elves, supposedly made a pact with various Daedric princes to protect Nirn. I don't know the details, but Dagon broke the pact. Sister Celdina slammed the doors and closed off Dagon's connections.
So Sister Celdina wants to conquer Fargrave so Dagon can use its portals?
Everything about Sister Celdina's pact is rumor and speculation, so that is what I hope to determine. And I want to examine the Cataclysm. The attack on Fargrave could begin at any moment. Shall we enter the next area and see what Celdina is up to?
No, it vanished again.
The spell has run its course. The glow will not return. Now, to deal with this ward. Come, I sense activity in the chamber beyond.
The Dremora again. Well, you're too late. The ritual is almost complete.
They're coming for us.
Dagon's blessing reverberates among the voted runes. Soon a wave of destruction will sweep over Fargrave and destroy the Daedra.
The spell. What's happening to us?
Mortal, destroy the votive runes.
I got it, I got it!
Stop! The ritual must destroy the Daedra! My plan depends upon it! Waking Flame, protect the votive runes!
I haven't seen any Waking Flame around.
All that work, ruined! You will pay for that, Dremora. You and your companions both.
Sister Celdina got away, and we're right back where we started. Nowhere.
Nowhere? How quickly mortals succumb to despair. Let's talk in the next room. Take a moment to look around. Sister Celdina departed in haste. Certainly she left something behind. I did not think Sister Celdina capable of performing such a powerful ritual. You did well, mortal. A few more moments and the magic would have exploded across Fargrave, leaving the city defenseless and destroying all of the Daedra, including me.
I stopped the ritual, but Sister Celdina escaped.
Yes, but she fled in haste. That means she probably left something behind. Let's search this bathhouse. Bring me whatever you find. Sister Celdina's abandoned paraphernalia may be of use to me, and it may tell you more about the threat to Nirn.
Do you know what the ritual was all about? How was it going to help our cult conquer Fargrave?
From what I could devise, the votives elevated the emotions of mortals in the city, siphoning the energy generated into Sister Celdina's ritual. She planned to use that energy to destroy the Daedra, including the Grasp, leaving the city defenseless.
Shouldn't we go after Sister Celdina?
That would accomplish nothing. The Dagonists are experts when it comes to disappearing into the shadows. Sister Celdina will pay for her various insults soon enough. For now, see what she left behind when she fled.
Alright, I'll see what I can find in the bathhouse. The words on this parchment are written in a language you don't recognize. Maybe it's some sort of code.
What did you find, little mortal?
Hang on a second, Lirith, give me a second. My goodness.
Tell me what you found, and I shall determine if it has any significance to my quest, or to yours.
I found this note. I can't make sense of it.
Nor can I. And while your literacy may be in question, mine certainly is not. This is no language, mortal or Daedric. It is written in code, one used by the Dagonists for their more guarded correspondence.
Can you decipher it?
No, and neither could any lowly recruit we captured off the streets and tortured for information. This code is reserved for the Order's elite. We'll need to find someone who can decipher it. I'm sure Fargrave must have someone with those skills.
What should we do now?
We should leave. The cult's forces may have scattered, but no doubt Sister Celdina will send a force to try to deal with us. We should not be here when they arrive. Perhaps the Anchorite can suggest a place for us to meet up, safe from prying eyes.
Are you coming with us?
What I seek still eludes my grasp, so our business is not yet concluded. You ought to be grateful. I can be a powerful ally, when the mood strikes me. I will meet you back in Fargrave. I'm sure the Anchorite knows someone who can decipher the code.
Let's meet at the inn in Fargrave. Bearer's Rest. We can talk privately there.
I'll just grab that though. Alright.
So you really came all this way to stop the waking flame from destroying Fargrave?
Something like that.
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. Finding the leader of the cult, watching as she almost completed a deadly ritual, and then allowing her to escape. I never fail like that. And all we have for our trouble is a coded message.
Do you know anyone who can decipher the code?
Maybe. This is Fargrave, after all. The city connects to everywhere. Madam Wim must know someone here who can help us with that. In the meantime, we made a deal, and I always honor my commitments. Here, you earned this, my friend.
Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor and hit the like button. And if you would like to help support the channel, consider hitting the old join button right there. If you'd like to see me live, you can catch me at twitch.tv/GameolioDan. Cool. See you next time.